On a basketball court, legends are usually born in the US, playgrounds in New York, gyms in Chicago, blacktops in LA. But in 2002, the NBA witnessed something totally different. A 7'6" giant from Shanghai who didn't just play the game, he changed it. Yao Ming wasn't just tall, he was skilled, smart, and fearless. From his very first matchup against Shaquille O'Neal, it was clear this wasn't a gimmick. Yao carried the weight of a franchise, the pride of a nation, and the expectations of millions watching worldwide. So how did a Chinese experiment turn into an NBA legend? Hit the like and subscribe for updates, and let's break it down. Many still think that Yao Ming was just a tall guy, but they don't know that he was built to be tall. His dad stood 6 feet 10 inches, his mom was 6 feet 2 inches. Both played pro ball in China, and when Yao came along, it felt like destiny. By 9 years old, he was already taller than most adults, and by the time he stopped growing, he was already 7 feet 6 inches tall. But here's the thing, he wasn't just a giant who stood in the paint. Yao had soft hands, a smooth mid-range jumper, and the kind of passing vision big men were not supposed to have back then. He could outthink defenders, not just outmuscle them. Imagine being that big, but still moving like a skilled forward. That's what made Yao so special. At a time when Shaquille O'Neal bullied the league with brute force, here came this Chinese phenom who could match size with size and add finesse on top.
With the first pick, the Houston Rockets select Yao Ming from Shanghai, China.
Suddenly, the NBA had something brand new to deal with. And the first real test came when Yao faced Shaq himself. When Yao Ming stepped onto the court against Shaquille O'Neal in his rookie season, the world was watching. This wasn't just another game, it was the biggest big man showdown in years. Shaq was the most dominant force in basketball, the unstoppable giant who had crushed almost every center who tried to guard him. But that night, Yao flipped the whole story. In the first few minutes, he blocked Shaq not once, not twice, but 3 times. The Toyota Center witnessed a masterclass. People couldn't believe this quiet rookie from China was shutting down the diesel. Yao didn't even need to score a ton. His defense alone sent the message, he belonged. Even Shaq, who had joked about Yao before the game, gave him props afterwards, calling him tough and skilled. That single night proved Yao wasn't some sideshow attraction. He was the real deal, a global player ready to stand toe-to-toe with the league's best. But one game wasn't enough. Yao had to show he could carry a team. After the hype of his rookie season, the question was simple. Could Yao Ming lead a team? In Houston, the pressure was massive. The Rockets hadn't been true contenders since the Hakeem Olajuwon days, and suddenly this 7'6" giant from Shanghai was their new hope. Yao answered with steady growth every season. His scoring climbed, his rebounding improved, and his footwork in the post became textbook. By 2007, he was dropping 25 points and grabbing 9 rebounds a night, numbers that put him in the same conversation as the best big men in the league. Houston fans loved him because he wasn't just skilled. He worked relentlessly, grinding through practices and never shying away from contact. Even when defenses swarmed him with double teams, Yao stayed patient, finding open teammates or calmly sinking shots over stretched arms. He turned the Rockets into a team people had to respect again. But for Houston to really shine, Yao needed the perfect running mate, and that's where Tracy McGrady came in. When the Rockets paired Yao Ming with Tracy McGrady in 2004, it felt like Houston had unlocked a cheat code. Yao brought size, skill, and consistency, while T-Mac delivered smooth scoring and fantastic plays. Together, they looked unstoppable, inside-out basketball at its finest. Defenders were stuck in a nightmare. Double-team Yao and T-Mac would torch you from the perimeter, or collapse on McGrady and watch Yao go to work in the post. The duo gave Houston real championship buzz, and their chemistry clicked fast. In 2007-8, they helped spark a mind-blowing 22-game win streak, the second longest in NBA history. For a moment, it felt like the Rockets were ready to break through and bring a title back to the city. But as much as the pairing was electric, injuries kept cutting their runs short. Every time they built momentum, something went wrong. Still, Yao never stopped proving himself, not just in Houston, but on the international stage with Team China. Yao Ming wasn't just carrying the Rockets, he was carrying an entire nation. Every summer, he suited up for Team China, and the pressure was enormous. Fans didn't just expect wins, they expected dominance. Yao delivered, leading China to 3 straight FIBA Asia Cup gold medals in 2001, 2003, and 2005, winning MVP in all 3 tournaments. On the world stage, he showed he could go toe-to-toe with anyone. At the 2006 FIBA World Championship, he averaged a tournament-best 25 points per game, including a monster 36-point, 10-rebound performance against Slovenia. Then came the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where the entire spotlight was on him. He carried the flag, hit the first basket against Team USA, and willed China into the quarterfinals. He wasn't just a player anymore, he was a symbol of Chinese basketball's rise. Yao made the game global in a way few stars ever have, but the grind of playing year-round took its toll and Yao's body began to break down. For all of Yao Ming's talent, his biggest opponent wasn't Shaq, Duncan, or Garnett. It was his own body. At 7 feet 6 inches, every step, every jump put crazy pressure on his feet and legs. By the mid-2000s, injuries started stacking up. Fractured feet, ankle sprains, and knee problems, Yao spent as much time in rehab as he did on the court. Yet, whenever he came back, he looked like a force again. In 2009, he powered the Rockets past the first round of the playoffs, even playing through pain against the Lakers before his body finally gave out. Fans admired his toughness, but the truth was brutal. His frame simply couldn't handle the constant pounding. Each comeback brought hope, but each setback reminded everyone that time was running out. By 2011, Yao had no choice. He retired at just 30 years old.
Rick Kamla here in Atlanta with breaking news. According to league sources, Houston Rockets center Yao Ming has decided to retire after 9 seasons in the NBA.
Leaving fans wondering what more he could have achieved fully healthy. But retirement wasn't the end of Yao's story. It was the start of a new chapter. Yao's life has always been a balancing act between East and West. He married his longtime love, fellow basketball player Ye Li, in 2007, and they had a daughter in 2010. While he was a global icon, he also stayed deeply tied to his roots, studying economics at Shanghai Jiaotong University and graduating in 2018. He even branched into winemaking, launching Yao Family Wines in Napa Valley, which earned critical acclaim with ratings as high as 96 points. Meanwhile, his autobiography and documentary, The Year of the Yao, gave fans an inside look at the pressures he faced as basketball's cultural bridge. Through it all, Yao remained humble, an icon who never forgot his simple love for the game. And that leads us to the real question: what comes next for Yao Ming? Even after stepping down from the CBA in 2024, Yao Ming's influence is far from over. He's still one of the most respected figures in international sports, balancing roles in business, philanthropy, and conservation. With basketball in China at a crossroads, many believe Yao will remain central in guiding its next generation. His Hall of Fame legacy is secure, his global fan base remains massive, and his story proves something bigger: that a Chinese experiment once doubted by critics became an NBA legend who forever changed the sport. Whether it's developing young players, expanding his business empire, or championing global causes, Yao Ming's journey is still unfolding. He may no longer block shots in the paint, but his shadow over the game and its future is as tall as ever. Because for Yao Ming, the game never really ended, it just moved to a bigger court. At the end, we can say that Yao Ming wasn't just an NBA All-Star, he was a global phenomenon. He made Houston relevant again, put China on the basketball map, and forced the league to think bigger about international talent. Even with injuries cutting his career short, his impact is permanent. He's in the Hall of Fame, he ran the Chinese Basketball Association, and he's still shaping the game far beyond the court. The only question left is simple: what would the NBA look like today if Yao had stayed healthy? One thing's for sure, his story changed basketball forever. Drop your thoughts below, hit that like, and subscribe for more NBA breakdowns.